Hey friends. So, interesting day. We did some furniture shopping today, which is always exciting. Transformed our bedroom from a pretty chaotic state into a slightly less chaotic state. And, there's something that I've talked about this before, but there's something that happens when a current of energy just kind of blows through the house, and it feels like things have moved, things have changed. It's been an interesting juxtaposition for me today because I have, at the same time, I kind of zinged my shoulder as I was moving a cabinet or moving a big, hanging cabinet in the den. So that's been weighing on me, and I've just had this day where I felt like my body is aging. What is going on? Who does anybody else know about this? Is this a thing? It's startling. And I think what I'm coming to, it has always been my experience that physical injury is a step forward in healing. It's never not been the case. So even as my body feels pain, and I wrestle with like an injury like this wrist injury, which if you haven't seen my posts on it, I have a torn scapholunate ligament in this wrist as of 4.5 months ago, which I only got the diagnosis recently, so I'm kind of reckoning with what that means. But as I integrate some of this, as I reckon with this injury, which is it's going to be with me for a while, and this other thing, which I don't know quite what's going on, but I banged it in a fall, maybe 6 weeks ago. It's making me practice that consciousness, practice that awareness that when the body takes a bang, there's something in it that is trying to communicate. And oftentimes, it's like a softening. That's what I feel throughout my system when I experience a physical injury. It softens me in a way that is healthy. Initially, I often resist it. and I will get angry, or I will. It's almost like my mind rebels against the restriction. And I keep thinking about the fact that at the highest level, and in the highest state of consciousness, or just in a higher state of consciousness, there's no such thing as fear. It just literally goes away, because the illusion of the tragedy, as Arthur Brooks puts it, the illusion of the tragedy of our own impermanence is seen through. It's just not a problem. I don't always hold that position, but I do have access to it. And even today, as I was thinking about, okay, what, it's relatively late in the evening, I hadn't done my video post for the day. And I thought, this practice of assuming a perspective that is the highest vantage point that I can access, it immediately reveals the truth, or more truth. And I think, I spoke yesterday about a relatively long meditation that I did in the morning, and that has really lingered with me. It's really stuck with me for the last, all the way through today, even as I was kind of moving furniture and feeling my body complain a little bit. I felt a certain kind of, it's like a pillow of awareness around things. And I think I just need a little more of that. I think that's when I get soft like this, when I get kind of, feels like I've gone through the grinder a little bit. Because ultimately that softer place is a more conscious place. It's a more healed place, a more healthy place. It's just that there's a kind of there's something to absorb. There's something to let go of. On the way to that bigger freedom, that bigger awareness. And I think, on one level, I'm feeling kind of beat up right now. And it's hilarious, because the person who took me out into the street and kicked me around a little bit was me. Nobody else did it. And it's like, well, part of part of the reckoning is, it's not necessarily like figuring out why, but it's just letting that in as a true thing, as a thing that is the case, and going, okay, so let's have empathy for that, and let's see if we can't take a different position. And I start to see in myself, I start to see how the energy that also drove me to hurt myself infuses my other relationships, infuses my relationship with my daughter, infuses my relationship with my wife, infuses my relationships with other people. That's not fun to see, but it's good to see. Better than not seeing it. And I think it gives me the opportunity to just give myself a little grace. And remember that ultimately it's love that heals. Love is what heals on any level. This is why I have experienced that physical injury is always a healing. It's the first step in a deeper healing. So that's what I'm perceiving as the invitation right now, and trying to take it in. It feels like growing up. Feels like a little glimpse of a deeper maturity. Thanks for watching. It's where I am today. There'll be more tomorrow. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.